We are back, Combo Cabal, the second donation deck of the day, and this is a deck that people have been waiting a long time to see me play here on this channel, Ad Nauseam Tendrils. Thank you to Tyler Carden for the donation deck list. Tyler is a Ant stalwart, played it through thick and thin, and today we are playing Tyler's list. So let's take a quick look. Tyler's list has 15 lands. I like that quite a bit. Just the one red source with Volcanic Island and emphasis on green for Bayou and Trop, which makes a lot of sense if you think about the sideboard, where we have double Abrupt Decay, a few green cards here, and then obviously the two Veil of Summers in the main. Tyler's opting for no Flusterstorm, but instead two Veil of Summer, and then two Wishclaw Talisman. Some of the more recent ant lists have been up to 4 Talisman and less cantrips, so we saw that Tyler has already shaved a Preordain, but still only 2 copies of Wishclaw. And a lot of protection. 9 is a lot. Honestly, I feel like we could probably get away with a few less. Like, 9 is just so many. But it's just an initial thought. In the board, we see 2 copies of Chain of Vapor, double Fluster. All of this seems fairly stock to me. I actually did a tutoring session with Tyler not too long ago, and one of the things I told Tyler to do was play a Grape Shot in your sideboard. Quit losing the Veil of Summer. And I'm glad that Tyler has taken that advice. Powerful one-ofs like Massacre when you're playing Wishclaw gain a lot of value. So I love seeing that. Yeah, Empty, it's fine in this list because there's only 2 Wishclaws, but in general, Empty is a big liability if you're running Wishclaw Talisman, which is why we only run it as a Burning Wish target. I don't have a whole lot of thought on this deck list other than the fact that 9 protection spells in the main is probably too many, but the rest of it looks pretty good to me. I think that I believe 7 is stocked nowadays, if I'm being honest. So this is probably 2 over, but we'll see how it plays out. Maybe it'll be fine, and I could be entirely wrong, which happens a lot. I hope you enjoyed this video and me casting Cabal rituals for the Combo Cabal. Yeah, and if you're interested, theepicstorm.com/donation decks. There's 3 different tiers. I'm not going to pull the ad up, but that's fine. Let's hop right on in. Let's Cabal Ritual Fools, and hopefully, crush. All right, round number 1, and we are on the play with Ad Nauseam Tendrils. This is a hand that Ant keeps, so we're going to do it. One thing about Ant is that it runs a basic island, so we're able to get that here and cast this Ponder. It's pretty good. Play out the diamond. Avoid something like Chalice on 0. That's pretty good. And it looks like we may be getting stifled here. I probably should have stacked the Underground Sea to be on top. All right. Another black source would be ideal. This may be a Force of Negation. Interesting. All right, Corn of Cunning. You got it. The court is in session. All right. What can we do here? All right. So if we get past in flames, we can flashback Cabal Ritual and then Infernal Tutor for a diamond. So Past in Flames is Storm 5, Storm 6 is Cabal Ritual, Storm 7 is Infernal Tutor, Storm 8 is Lion's Eye Diamond, Storm 9 is Infernal Tutor, Storm 10. That's lethal. All right, so that was a pretty easy game. Woot woot. Do I want to bring in Xanad Swarm? I don't know. Fluster is really just for the like the opposing combo decks or like Hymnotoric decks. I don't think that we're supposed to board that in here. We do have 9 protection spells in the main. It's quite a bit. I definitely like Carpet. I don't know if I would like the Xanad Swarm yet. I do like that it stops Stifle and Hull Breacher. Or maybe Shave of Thoughtseize. I don't want to take out too many cantrips. Or maybe I should against the Hull Breacher deck. Just maybe board out the Xanad and do this. Yeah, I don't mind that. Let's try this out. Oh no, I just realized I made a mistake. We were not playing the Epic Storm. I was supposed to board in a red win condition. Ah. Alright, punt number 1. Alright, we have to ship that. And this seems terrific. I think we actually bottomed the Brainstorm here. They're a Stifle Waste deck, so I definitely want 2 lands. Everything else seems pretty crucial. All we're looking for is boom. I think I'm going to fetch here. Go get that basic swamp. Alright, so this is a window for us to win because they don't have Veil Summer mana up. Maybe I should have thought this through because we don't have Threshold for the Cabal Rit. I don't even know if we can add Nas. We don't have Empty in our deck. I think that's probably just a punt by me casting the ritual there. So if I Cabal Writ, he goes up to 3. So I can add Naus with none floating. So I guess like the punt this turn wasn't that bad. But I definitely want to win this turn, so Lotus Petals are what we're looking for at the moment. LED's okay. Alright, give me a petal. There we go. That's going to do it. Alright, so I'm only going to count one misplay that game, and that's on the boarding, not boarding in a Red Wing Con. But we're already better than our Solidarity League today. We're 1-0. Don't have any losses yet. Let's see how far we can take this winning streak. Round 2 is coming up. Welcome back for round number 2. We're on the draw, and this Tendrils of Agony card is glued to our opening hand. I hate drawing that card, but I still think that this is probably a keep. See if we can get through this round without any misplays. Burn. That makes this Tendrils card a tiny bit better. I'm going to cast this Thoughtseize card. Hitting Eidolon seems ideal. Let's get that trash card out of here. Just go. Okay. That's one way to play this, I suppose. So we're going to go to 7. And is that a win? So 3, 4, 5, 2. It's not a win. I mean, it's going to be a lot of life. Alternatively, I could try to preordain into like a Lotus Petal, and then that would do it. Or even a Diamond. I could always just like Cabal Ritual Tendrils to stay alive as well, and then keep this Cabal Writ for this. And nothing matters. I am just super lucky. Alright, now we're going to hold control and then add 3 red. Now we have Threshold. Was the one card you drew a main deck Mindbreak Trap? You dead. They said good games in chat. Alright, so I liked how that went. Probably don't need these cards. I actually think Thoughtseize is better than Duress, so we're going to keep those in. Let's try this out. Theoretically, you can board in Fluster, but Fluster is bad for the same reason that Duress is. Like, it doesn't actually hit the cards that you care about. They're going to mulligan. I don't know if this is a keep. It's just really slow. Okay. Think we get rid of one Brainstorm here. Ouch. It's worth noting, I do think that Ant is probably a little bit better against Burn than TES. We're very ad nauseam based, and Ant has the luxury of having Past in Flames in this matchup, where, sure. What was I going to say? Where it's deterministic, unlike Echo, and it can be hit by Pyroblast. That said, TES has fast empties. I just think the Ant is like slightly more favorable. If like, it's not a huge deal, but I do think it's just like a little bit better. So I think on their end step, I'm going to Decay and then untap and Brainstorm. That's annoying. Okay, so we're going to go get a green source here. I want the Trop. Unfortunately, that does not win the game, and I don't really need a third diamond, so I'm going to put that back. Next turn, we could try to win via Past in Flames, all in on Brainstorm. Could have even tried this turn. I just don't think we need to do that sort of play. All right, so we're going to 10. So if I fetch for a non-basic here, I'm just trying to think worst case scenario. If they have Fire Blast plus... I should just get a basic. I guess I was dead to Fire Blast anyway. I was trying to think like Fire Blast plus Price of Progress. And that just like didn't matter. All right. I think I'm supposed to just go for it. It doesn't make sense for me to like hold back an LED. Because we have to hit off this brainstorm anyway. And we whiffed. Sweet. All right, game 3. I don't think I'm going to change it. I still think Thoughtseize is slightly better than Duress when you have the ability to cast Past in Flames. I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to keep. Opponent is shuffling down to 5. So it's a tough decision there because like you want to put the C in the middle in case they have Goblin Guide. The problem is I don't actually want to draw Thoughtseize or draw C. I want to draw Thoughtseize so that way I can discard an Eidolon. And they have the guide, so it's going to look bad, but I still think you can't play to them having guide when you need to discard Eidolon. I don't know. Because like my plan on this turn is to Thoughtseize and then tutor up another LED. I just don't have like I don't want to time walk myself in order to get a free play. Double Eidolon. That's rough. Lotus Petal. So hypothetically, I could play these 4, go to 4 life, cast Past in Flames. Past in Flames would have 3 floating. Trying to think through my options here. So I'd have 3 floating and I'd be at 4 life. I could tutor for a Chain of Vapor after that, but we would be dead because that would be the 6th spell this turn. I think I'm just going to pass. If there's a line there, feel free to let me know. Other than like Ad Nauseam, because I don't think that's correct. Past in Flames, that's a good draw. Come on. Oh. We were going to win. So I think I'm just dead. I can't beat that. Yeah, we just can't beat the combination of these two. Okay. So we're 1-1. Okay, round number 3, and we're on the draw. This is an ant hand, so we're going to try it. Lands and cantrips. So something to note about playing Ant versus Tundra decks is you have to keep Mystic Sanctuary in the back of your head. Like Ant is actually pretty weak to the card. I know that there's some people out there that would disagree. I don't agree with those individuals, but so if you want to beat Mystic Sanctuary as Ant, you need to hold your discard and protection spells for one big flurry of a turn. Because if you try to chip away at them and grind them down, Mystic Sanctuary will bury you. Um, so it's just important to keep that in the back of your head. Okay, Tundra with Wasteland is interesting. That was a pretty good ponder in my opinion. What are they playing? Sure. So it's just like a value Esper deck? Probably don't need to worry about Sanctuary as much. And we're planning to win next turn before Sanctuary can even come online. Is this just Esper Hate Bears? I think it is. Alright, so they knew... Oh, no, they blinked Strix, so they could have drawn Forest Blue card. Oh, they drew the Force. I'm gonna brainstorm in case we get Cabal Writ. And we did not. I was thinking, like, I didn't plan that turn out that well. Alright, so they're gonna have one unknown. We don't need to keep the protection. Although Meddling Mage might have been a reason to go for it. I think this list just loses game 1 to it. I was thinking that no mana floating would be an issue. They love their Strix. So we're going to 11, and then we're going to cast Ad Nauseam. Get rid of these protection spells that we don't need. So they can't have Force Blue card. We're just looking for Lion's Eye Diamond and some mana. Alright, we'll stop at 4 because we don't want to die. Alright, we just have to worry about Storm Count at this point. We already have it. I'm just going to cast this because I can. Alright, so now we hold control. And yeah, it looks like Tyler's Antlers is just cold to a Meddling Mage in game 1. So that was probably a reason to go for it on the previous turn and just accept losing to a bad Ad Nauseam or stopping above 3 life. But instead we win game number 1. Yeah, there's a lot of cards to bring in here. I think Preordain's a pretty easy card to side out. I'm thinking Ad Nauseam just because we are boarding in Massacre, which is just another very expensive card. We're boarding in Abrupt Decays. It doesn't seem that reliable. Could probably shave on a few duress. Like this brings you down to 7, which is what normalists play. Tyler just hates blue decks. In theory, you could like board out a Petal or a Cabal Writ. The thing is, like, this list just has so many action spells that I think you could probably afford to shave on a few. Like, you could keep in 1 duress and board out a Petal, I suppose. Let's do that. Because these Petals aren't as crucial when we side it out Ad Nauseam. Let's try this. The Esper Haters deck usually has about 6 forces post board, 7 if they're on a very hateful list. Alright, we're going to start on Thoughtseize. Lavinia. Disrupting Shoal? I was not expecting that. It is a budgetary option if you can't afford to force a negation to play Disrupting Shoal. Waiting on the opponent here. We're probably just going to fetch for Island. Cast Dress into Ponder, most likely. Seems strong. think we're probably looking to put back this Lotus Petal with Brainstorm. Oh geez, this Massacre is going to be brutal. I would expect them to Vial and Meddling Mage in response. I might have messed up. I think I have Brainstorm on top of my deck. I think it should probably be Lotus Petal because we're going to fetch. Uh, and if I just kept Lotus Petal on top, we wouldn't have to fetch. Prelate. So I could have Massacred there. I'm hoping that our opponent names the wrong number on Prelate because we can't win. So why play Massacre? But if our opponent's super smart, they can name 2 and then Wasteland themselves to shut off Massacre anyway. Interesting. Wonder if they're just getting Canonist here. And they are. Okay, I'm going to take the draw. Because at worst, I know that the Brainstorm can draw into Lotus Petal. Is that enough to win? I'm going to imagine it is. I'm not going to bother counting just because if we pass back, the Prelate's coming in. I don't want to deal with that. Like, I imagine it's enough to win. Like, if I thought it was closer, I'd count more, but I'm pretty sure that this just gets it. And who needs to count anyway? Counting's for losers. And our opponent has conceded the game. So we've defeated Esper Hapers, which I imagine is a nightmare of a matchup. And we lost to Burn, which is a pretty good matchup. Funny how things shake out sometimes. But we're 2-1 with 2 rounds left to go. Let's see if we can turn this into a nice 4-1 league. Round 4 on the play. Veil of Summer is a very powerful magic card, but not good enough to keep that hand. This seems fine. Likely going to bottom the Preordain, open up on Misty into Underground Sea Thoughtseize. Alternatively, you could bottom Cabal Ritual, which actually might be the play here. Yeah, it might be Cabal Rat. Our opponent is also mulliganed. Show me your moves. Skill and show. Let's get that out of here. Fluster this, please. So I intentionally didn't play a second land first because I thought that they might actually counter this. And it's just one of those small advantages that you can get by just playing tight. We didn't even care about that brainstorm, and it was essentially a duress. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. They still have the brainstorm open. If we die, we die. I don't want to throw away a duress just so they can hide their best cards. You have 3 islands. Is there a 3 mana sorcery you're trying to cast here? Apparently there is. I don't know why they thought about it. Wishclaw Talisman. Hey! We're going to find out what's better. An 8 mana demon or a 2 mana monkey's paw. Kind of wish that I didn't put Ponder on top. I sort of wish it was Lotus Petal right now. So many petals. So we're in a tough spot here because we know that we're drawing Ponder and we want to draw Petal. If I play Diamond and they force it, I can Dark Ritual, but then I can't Tendrils. So it's about selling a lie, but like the lie that we're trying to sell, we don't have a whole lot of choice in. We just can't really do what we want. We need this to resolve. I don't think it's going to. Ooh. A forced duress. See if they'll try to counter this. Do they have another card that we've seen this game? I don't want to say it because then it wills it into existence, but we're going to put our Storm card on this deck and hope that they do not. And boom. All right, so we want Xanad. Some people like to board in Surgical here. I don't know if I love it, just because I feel like maybe with 7 discard spells it's good enough. I just don't know. If I kept it, like, I'd be boarding out Preordain. So, like, do you really want to take Preordain out for Surgical? You could also board out a land. I just don't think those are cards I want. And technically, you could board in, like, Chain of Vapor for Leyline of Sanctity. Most people don't play that garbage card anymore, so I don't know if I actually want to. I think it's actually fine here to take out the second copy of Underground Sea, which seems crazy, but normally when you're boarding with Ant, you want to board out basics. The thing is, sometimes the Seek and Show decks play Blood Moon, so I think I actually value the basics a little bit higher, and the second Sea isn't necessary in my opinion. So we're gonna try this out, just the one Xanad Swarm, not boarding in Surgicals. Oh, this is a matchup where I'm supposed to board in Fluster. Uh, that's my bad. I just realized that once we paired and saw the Flusters right there. All right, if there's a game 3, I'll board in Fluster. That's my bad. It's just like there's so many like protection spells in this list. All right, we're gonna get rid of a Brainstorm here. Keep the rest. So we can lead on Thoughtseize. Part of me thinks we're supposed to lead on Preordain, but maybe that's just wrong. Probably lead on the Thoughtseize. Who am I kidding? Didn't really need another tutor. What do you have? All right. Looking for a fetch land here. And if we don't find one, we can always preordain the extra tutor to the bottom. All right. Oh, their brainstorm finally resolved. And will ours. Sure. I like both of these. So we're actually mana short of a protected win next turn, I believe. I wonder if we're supposed to go for it. Like, I don't know if we can afford to play around Forest Blue card. And I don't think they have Surgical, so I'm not going to play around it. Storm is 5. Alright, so hypothetically we could get Past in Flames. Past in Flames would have 2 mana floating. We could cast Dark Ritual going up to 4 mana. Infernal Tutor going down to 2 mana, get Lion's Eye Diamond. That leaves you with 5, which just isn't enough. So instead of playing around and guessing, I'm just going to Nause. Alright. We have not played a land yet, I believe. We have not played a land, according to the log. That should do. Rushclaw Talisman is a powerful magic card. See if we can draw into a protection spell here, and we did not. Imagine if they had something that would have hit the ad nauseam, but you just never know. Okay, 3-1, 1 round left to go. The fifth and final wizard battle of this league. We're on the draw against Sci-Fi Emperor. I've played them somewhat recently, and I want to say that they were on Rug Delver. Because of that, I'm probably going to keep this hand. 5 lands is obviously not ideal, but if they are playing the Stifle Waste deck, it could end up being pretty good. Alright, well, they're definitely not on Rug Delver. Oh, gross. Getting punished. Our hand is just so bad. We need to draw Brainstorming fast. So they're on the green-white depth stack. We could be in trouble pretty quickly if we don't draw out of this. They're probably going to go Plains and Knight here. I think that this is the point in the game. Okay, well, they drew Wasteland. I was going to say that they try to just, like, waste lock us out. Alright, so they also have Knight up for Bajukabog, which shuts off Past in Flames. This is embarrassing. So many lands. All of you Ant fans out there, this is what happens when you play 15 lands. You draw nothing but them. Even if our opponent was on Rug Delver, this is too many. We're just so far away from winning. Chose not to attack, which is interesting. Brainstorm. Oh, Weird is dead. Yeah. Okay. Well, that obviously went splendid. Splendidly. Whatever. Words are tough. And Nauseam's going to be pretty risky post board. I think we just take out a Thoughtseize. Like 3 should be enough. Let's do that. They left in Swords to Plowshares. I guess they think we might be a control deck. Or Doomsday, I suppose. They might think that we're actually Doomsday. I think I'm actually just going to shuffle that. Like, Brainstorm's nice, but I don't know. Like, I'm not thrilled with drawing it. Jeez. What you got over there? Sad that I'm doing this, but like our hands becoming a little clogged, and now shuffling that Brainstorm looks bad on my part. Yep. Thank you for the abrupt decay target. Well, that eliminates Cabal Ritual as a card that would have been fantastic to draw. So we're going to go to 10. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to play out a bunch of these artifacts, cast Tutor for Ad Nauseam, and just pass. It's going to be a little bit dangerous from 9 life, but I don't know if there's a better option. They have Misty, Reinforced, and 1 Unknown in hand. 5 mana. This is a green sun for 4? What does 4 get? Leovold? I don't think they play Leovold. It gets Knight. Yeah. In theory, Questing Beast, but like I don't think that this deck plays Questing Beast. The last Lotus Petal. So we're all in on this ad nauseam being good. Alright, from 9 life. We still have a land drop. I just want to think through this. Because this could be game if I don't think through it. So, Underground Sea, Diamond, discard our hand. We could flashback Past in Flames with double tutor up, but only 2 mana. Yeah, we have to flip. Now we have a bunch of cards that kill us. Miracle Brainstorm. And that might have done it. So now let's hold control. Add 3 red with the diamond. We're going to go get a Cabal Ritual. All right. And Tendies will do it. In theory, I could have like swarmed up to Grape Shot. I just don't want to. I feel like that's bad mojo for game 3. Like, we haven't seen the 2 mana white hate creature yet. I don't want to say her name out loud and jinx it. But Massacre's in here primarily for her. If they have a Green Sun Zenith target that usually shuts off Massacre, it's kind of bad for us to have the silly 4-drop in our deck. But, I don't know. I still feel like you're supposed to have it in there. Sure. This is like one of the most ant hands I've ever seen. Oh, my bad. I meant to cast Preordain there. That was just silly. I think I'm actually going to shuffle this. Interesting that they went and got Dryad Arbor. Shuffle and redraw. Just going to main phase this because then I can preordain. And actually I should have held this to see if I drew a Delta. Need a tutor, but I still think we probably want one of the rituals. So now crop rotation represents lethal. Looks like they're casting something else. Ah, well, I guess we have chain. If they're holding a certain card, it's going to be a blowout. Alright, we have unlocked our lands. That was good. In theory, crop rotation could be pretty good against this tier, but I'm not ultra concerned. Just because we're still going to have the claw in play. Alright, so I can go up to 9 for... Actually, crop rotation would wreck us here. And I think if they had the Veil of Summer, they probably would have used it to stop the chain on choke. Actually, I just realized I made a play mistake. I'm not going to say it out loud yet. Well, apparently that was an option. And now we're dead. So what I was supposed to do, I guess I could have gotten to... I don't know. I feel like I was stuck between a rock and a hard place there. What I think I should have done was Infernal Tutor again, so that way if for some reason they still had swords in their deck, we could not lose to Swords on Reclaimer. Instead, we just lost a Mind Break. So this was a 3-2 league. Not the worst. I don't think I played perfectly, to be honest, and there's probably a way to win that last game as well, but I think that we just lose to crop rotation, which is probably a little bit more likely than the Mind Break Trap. So this is the list. So, I mean, I've said it a couple times throughout this league. Tyler has so many protection spells in the main. I think I'd like to see another claw in here. You don't have to play the full 4. I know that Daniel and Cyrus are both in love with it, but 9 protection spells is just a lot. Like by playing the extra Preordain or extra Claw, you essentially have the protection when you need it, but against non-blue decks, you're a little bit more proactive. For the most part, I think Tyler's list is really well tuned. I wouldn't change a whole lot. I just don't like 9 protection spells. Yeah. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, etc. If you want your own donation deck, you can go to the page, theepicforum.com/donation decks. 3 different tiers. Make sure you sign up, fill out the form. I will not do these if you don't fill out the form. There's been a couple people that have just like messaged me on Facebook or Discord. No, I will not do them if you don't fill out the form. So make sure you do that. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.